All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're gonna tackle a character that I think most comic book fans are pretty familiar with, but we're gonna go deep.
Okay.
And this is Wolverine.
Wolverine.
And what I think is really interesting about Wolverine is that his origin story, I feel like, is even more tangled than his adamantium claws.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And we've got some great sources for this deep dive today.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at some articles about Wolverine's early comic book appearances, and we even have some concept art to share.
Oh, cool.
And let me tell you,
Mm.
things could have been wildly different for
Yeah.
our favorite Canuck.
Oh, yeah. When we think about Wolverine, like you said, most fans know who he is.
Yeah.
He's this iconic X-Man.
Right.
He's super powerful. He's brooding. He's a mutant through and through.
Right.
But his entry into the Marvel Universe wasn't a straightforward, bam, here's Wolverine moment.
It wasn't.
No, not at all.
Okay, so remind me, how did Wolverine first show up?
Well, he debuted in The Incredible Hulk, #181,
Okay.
back in 1974.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
He wasn't introduced as Wolverine.
What?
No. He was this mysterious figure simply called Weapon X.
Oh, really?
No mutant confirmation, no detailed backstory,
Oh.
just a whole lot of mystery.
So early readers were basically left in the dark about who this, like, clawed badass even was.
Exactly. Yeah, they were totally in the dark. It was all very hush-hush,
Mm.
you know? And I think that mystery really added to his appeal, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
It made people want to learn more.
Yeah, it's like, who is this guy? Where'd he come from?
Right.
Like, what's his deal? That's like good storytelling.
Absolutely.
Like, you got to hook him with the enigma.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Okay.
And that sense of mystery carried over, I think, even when he joined the X-Men.
Right.
He was still this tough-talking kind of loner, still shrouded in secrecy.
Right. Yeah, but they had to, at some point, start giving the fans something.
Oh, for sure.
Like, peel back some layers.
Yeah.
Like, give them something to grab onto.
And a really pivotal moment came in X-Men, #98.
Okay.
Do you remember that issue?
I don't know if I do, actually.
That's the one where they finally reveal that those claws of his,
Uh-huh.
they weren't part of his costume.
What?
Yeah, they were actually part of his body.
Whoa. That's a huge reveal.
Right.
It's like, all of a sudden, he's not just a guy with some cool gadgets. He's something more
Yeah,
different.
Totally. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Or-
Even after that reveal,
Uh-huh.
the writers, they weren't initially planning on making him a mutant.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You're telling me Wolverine, like, almost wasn't a mutant?
I know.
That's like his whole thing.
It sounds crazy now,
It does.
but it's true.
Wow.
And to understand why, we have to go back to one of the X-Men's creators, Dave Cockrum.
Okay.
He had a very specific vision for Wolverine,
Okay.
one that was a lot more animalistic.
Okay, now you have to elaborate on that.
All right, so Cockrum's original idea was for Wolverine to be an actual Wolverine
What?
that had been mutated.
Slowly.
Not a human with animalistic traits,
Right.
but a full-on mutated Wolverine.
Whoa, that's a lot to process.
No, right?
A Wolverine running around with the X-Men.
Yeah, it's a wild concept.
Yeah.
And Cockrum even said in an interview that the idea he and Len Wein, another X-Men creator, were toying with was that Wolverine would be part of the High Evolutionaries' new men.
I've heard of the High Evolutionary.
Okay.
But remind me.
He's basically this cosmic-level geneticist who's obsessed with evolution,
Yep.
always experimenting, pushing boundaries.
Uh-huh.
And his new men were animals that he had experimented on
Right.
and given human-level intelligence.
Okay, so in Cockrum's vision, Wolverine would have been one of these uplifted animals.
Exactly.
That's
Was this different?
definitely different.
It is.
It raises so many questions, though. Like, how would a mutated Wolverine even function share with the X-Men?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Right.
And it leads to another interesting point.
Okay.
Why do you think Cockrum wanted to go in that direction?
Maybe he was trying to tap into something primal, you know?
Correct. Yeah.
Something a little bit unexpected.
Yeah,
I mean, Wolverine's already this fierce, like, animalistic character.
he is, yeah.
So taking it to that literal level
Yeah,
seems like a pretty bold move.
it does.
Yeah.
It definitely would have made him stand out, even amongst the already diverse X-Men.
Right.
But not everyone was on board with this idea,
Really?
especially not a certain Marvel legend.
Oh, you mean Stan Lee?
The one and only.
Wow.
And apparently Stan Lee found the whole mutated Wolverine concept to be quote-unquote disgusting.
No way, Stan Lee.
Yeah.
The man who created Spider-Man, the
Oh,
Hook,
yeah.
all these, like, larger-than-life characters.
He's pretty.
He was put off by a mutated Wolverine.
Apparently.
That's kind of hilarious when you think about it.
It is, isn't it? It makes you wonder what his reaction would be to some of the more out-there characters in the Marvel Universe today.
Totally.
But his reaction also raises an interesting question.
Okay.
WHY was he so against it?
Yeah, good point.
What do you think?
Was it simply too outlandish for the time?
Maybe.
Or did it clash with his vision for the kind of hero he wanted Wolverine to be?
It's hard to say for sure, but it's definitely worth pondering.
Yeah?
You know, even though Stan Lee shut down the mutated Wolverine idea,
Right.
it seems like the concept lingered in the background for a while.
Oh, tell me more. I love these what-if scenarios.
I know you do.
Yeah, so what happened next?
Yeah, so even when John Byrne joined the team,
Okay.
the idea was still kind of floating around, you know? It seems they were really drawn to that Beauty and the Beast concept, Wolverine as this, like, primal creature,
Right.
but given a human form.
Yeah, that's actually kind of poetic when you think about it. Like, all that rage and, like, barely contained power, you know? It's almost like a metaphor for, like, the struggle
Oh, totally.
between his animalistic nature and his humanity.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. But you want to hear something ironic.
Okay, now you really got me hooked. What could possibly
No.
be more outlandish than Wolverine being a literal Wolverine?
Well, get this.
Okay.
They ended up dropping the whole mutated Wolverine idea
Uh-huh.
for a really surprising reason.
Oh, yeah.
They thought it was too similar to a Spider-Woman storyline.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
They were worried about a Wolverine origin story being too close to, like, Spider-Woman.
I know, right?
But didn't she get her powers from a spider
Yeah,
bite?
you're right, yeah. But in Marvel Spotlight, #32,
Okay.
there's a whole story
Uh-huh.
about how she was actually turned into a human spider hybrid
Okay.
by this evil organization.
So they used the mutated animal concept for Spider-Woman,
Yeah.
but rejected it for Wolverine.
I know.
That's a plot twist I did not see coming.
Pretty wild, right?
It is, yeah.
I mean, think of all the missed opportunities.
Right.
Like, what kind of alternate universes could we have explored if Wolverine had stayed a Wolverine?
Oh, man, like, the fan theories would be going crazy.
I know, right?
But I guess they finally decided to settle the whole mutant debate.
But they did.
Once and for all.
Yep. In X-Men #101, Wolverine is officially declared a mutant.
Okay.
No more questions asked.
I bet fans were relieved
Oh, yeah.
to finally have some concrete answers,
Yeah,
because all that back and forth must have been really confusing.
it must have been.
But speaking of alternate realities,
You thinking what I'm thinking.
multiverse, baby.
You got it. Remember all that buzz a while back about a Deadpool and Wolverine movie?
Oh, yeah. It was supposed to be like this buddy cop superhero action comedy extravaganza.
Oh.
What a shame it never got off the ground.
I know, but get this.
Okay.
The director, Sean Levy,
Uh-huh.
revealed that they actually had this crazy idea for a Wolverine variant from the multiverse.
Okay,
And guess what?
You're killing me. Lay it on me.
They wanted Deadpool to run into a Wolverine who was an actual Wolverine?
No way. Seriously. Like a full-on ferocious wild Wolverine.
That's right.
Wow.
Imagine Deadpool trying to crack wise
Right.
while being chased by this snarling ball of claws and fur.
It's amazing. I can picture it now. Deadpool's running for his life. He's like, hey, buddy, I just want to talk. And maybe, like, borrow a claw for this hangnail.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. They actually scrapped the idea because they couldn't figure out how to create, like, a convincing CGI Wolverine
Right.
at that point.
At that point, yeah.
But who knows? Maybe we'll see it in a future Deadpool movie.
Fingers crossed. So we've gone from Wolverine almost being a literal Wolverine
I know.
to almost battling one in the multiverse.
It's crazy, right?
It's amazing to think how different things could have been
Yeah.
for such an iconic character. But what does it all mean?
That's a good question.
Why does any of this matter?
Well, I think it really highlights how comic book storytelling is always evolving. You know, characters are constantly being shaped and reshaped.
Right.
And sometimes the paths not taken
Uh-huh.
are just as interesting as the ones that make it onto the page.
It's like a reminder that even our favorite heroes
Yeah,
went through some growing pains,
totally.
some identity crises,
Yeah,
before they became the legends that we know today.
absolutely. Yeah.
So what you're saying is
Yeah.
Wolverine's journey from almost animal
Yeah.
to bona fide mutant
Yeah.
is a testament to the power of creative exploration.
Absolutely.
Sometimes even the most unexpected ideas,
Yeah.
the ones that might even seem quote-unquote disgusting at first,
Right?
can lead to something truly remarkable.
That's right.
And even when those ideas, like, get left behind,
Yeah.
they can still have a lasting impact
Totally.
on the characters and the stories that we love.
Yeah. 100%.
It makes you wonder, though, what other almost Wolverine scenarios might be lurking out there? My brain is, like, buzzing right now.
Yeah.
We almost had a ferocious, furry Wolverine.
Oh, no.
And now I'm thinking, what other almost were Wolverines
Right.
might be out there, like in
Yeah.
the vast multiverse?
It really gets the imagination going.
It does. Like, what if instead of a mutated Wolverine, we got a cybernetic Wolverine,
Ooh.
like all enhanced
Yeah.
and robotic,
Okay.
maybe even more metal than man?
That's an interesting one.
Right.
We already know Wolverine's body can handle, like, some serious enhancements
Exactly.
thanks to the whole Weapon X situation.
Right. So imagine if instead of adamantium claws,
Okay.
he's got like laser claws.
Ooh, laser claws. Yeah.
Or maybe his entire skeleton is cybernetic.
Think about how that would change his fighting style.
Right.
He could be, like, even more relentless,
Yeah.
even harder to take down.
And what about his personality?
Hmm.
Would all that tech make him more like cold and calculating? Or would that animalistic rage still be burning underneath?
It's fascinating to consider, right?
It is, yeah. And it's not just cybernetics.
Okay.
What about a mystical Wolverine?
Ooh, a mystical Wolverine.
Tell me more about that one.
So imagine Wolverine, but
Oh.
with magical powers,
Uh-huh.
kind of woven into his mutant abilities.
Okay.
Maybe he can channel, like, some kind of primal energy,
Okay.
or even tap into the mystical forces of nature.
So instead of just berserker rage,
Yeah.
he's got like spirit animal guides,
Yeah.
mystical berserker rage.
Exactly.
That's next level.
Right. It opens up a whole new dimension to his character. Instead of just being a fighter,
Yeah.
he could be like a shaman warrior,
Right.
battling demons,
Yeah.
protecting the balance of, like, the mystical realms.
Okay, I am officially down the rabbit hole with this.
Oh, right?
We got cybernetic Wolverine, we got shaman Wolverine.
Yeah.
What other crazy almost were Wolverine scenarios can you come up with?
Well, what if instead of being enhanced by, like, science or magic,
Okay.
he was enhanced by aliens?
Alien Wolverine. Okay, I'm listening.
Think about it.
Hey.
What if his healing factor and claws weren't mutations at all,
Right.
but the result of, like, some extraterrestrial experiment?
Oh, hey.
Or maybe he's got, like, alien DNA spliced into his own.
So instead of just being Weapon X,
Yeah.
he's like Weapon X from outer space.
Exactly.
I love it.
And that could tie him into, like, all sorts of cosmic adventures and intergalactic conflicts.
This is blowing my mind. It's amazing how one character can
Yeah.
inspire so many different possibilities.
It really speaks to the enduring appeal of Wolverine, doesn't it?
It does.
Even the path is not taken, the almost wers.
Yeah.
They just add to his mystique.
It's like all these alternate versions are out there
Yeah,
in the multiverse,
Right.
each with their own like unique story to tell.
exactly.
And the crazy thing is,
Yes.
each one could have been just as compelling,
Oh.
just as iconic
Totally.
as the Wolverine we know and love.
I agree.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it makes you appreciate the whole creative process, you know,
It does.
and all the decisions that go into shaping a character.
So as we surface
Yeah.
from this deep dive into Wolverine's almost wacky origins, what
Uh-oh.
do you think, listener?
Yeah, what almost were Wolverine would you have wanted to see?
Let your imagination run wild.
Think about it.
What kind of powers?
Yeah.
What kind of background?
What kind of story would your almost Wolverine have?
Yeah, the multiverse is vast.
It is.
And the possibilities
These are endless.
until next time.
Yeah.
Keep diving deep
Keep dying.
and keep those what if scenarios coming.